From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Ryan Aber. Ryan, the Sooners have come through a really tough Big 12 stretch. There will be more, but the Sooners now prepare for a Tuesday night game against Texas Tech, 6 o'clock down in Norman on ESPN2. And it will be a slightly easier go against Tech, but still, Big 12, really tough basketball this year. But the Sooners have to feel much better about everything moving forward as Isaiah Cousins continues to put that slump in the rearview mirror. What happened? How did he break out of that?
Well, I think in the Iowa State game on last Monday, he was able to get to the rim a little bit more efficiently, was able to make a couple easy shots that really got him into the flow offensively, and then finally started hitting those outside shots that he's been so good at the last couple seasons. And I've said for a while that this is the best starting five in college basketball, and they finally started to put that all together. They've had times where four of the guys have played really well. They've even been carried by two at times, like they were at Iowa State when it was Heald and Isaiah Cousins playing really well. But Saturday in Waco, finally all five of those guys clicked during the same game.
Yeah, and as much as Isaiah Cousins' struggles were a concern, Ryan Spangler's knee has been another sort of top-of-the-list concern. He continued to play largely through that, but injured it actually in the first Iowa State game. It looks like he's just going to battle through this, Ryan.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's not a guy who's going to, sit out games that he feels like he could play in. It's going to bother him a little bit, probably for at least a couple more weeks. But you saw on Saturday, even though he didn't have big rebounding numbers, that's a bad rebounding matchup for him against Baylor with Rico Gathers and what Baylor does. But he was still able to be effective, was able to hit his shots, was a little bit tentative at times, especially early in the second half, but finally started taking those shots, knocked down not only the mid-range shots, but knocked down a couple threes. And his improvement from beyond the arc has just been fantastic this year. He's hit 19 this season after hitting just 13 in his career to this point. And that really stretches out defenses, especially against a team like Baylor. It was big because of the zone that the Bears play, but also the other man-to-man defenses that they're going to play. It's going to draw people away from the basket, create lanes for guys like Buddy Hield, Jordan Woodard, and Isaiah Cousins to get to the rim.
I mentioned that they're hitting a little bit of an easier Big 12 stretch. Tech on Tuesday, TCU, K-State, Texas sort of upcoming after that before Kansas comes to town. But smack in the middle of that is LSU, a huge matchup between LSU and Ben Simmons, a National Player of the Year candidate. Obviously, OU and Buddy Hield, a National Player of the Year candidate. Peek ahead a little bit for us. I mean, these two aren't going to guard each other necessarily.
Right.
But you're going to get to see them both on the same floor.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's going to be one of the few times this season that we're going to be able to see two National Player of the Year candidates go head-to-head, and especially to do it in the middle of a conference play. The Big 12 and the SEC wanted to push this back. It had been in December, wanted to push it back to their open week in January, late January, early February, and they couldn't have planned this matchup out any better. Down in the Bayou on Saturday afternoon. Should be a fantastic matchup. Ben Simmons obviously isn't going to be on Buddy Hield, but he's been absolutely fantastic this year. LSU as a team has struggled a little bit. They need a big signature win to make their case as an NCAA tournament at-large team, and certainly they'll be eyeing this one on Saturday afternoon.
We don't want to overlook Texas Tech, but we need to at least peek ahead to that one because that's a huge one on Saturday. We'll have more on that as the week goes on. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.